are safe here, watching the birth of a monsoon from a high hill overlooking the paddy terraces. Behind you, a home of strong wood, worn smooth by its many years of service. As refuge from seasons such as this stands quiet, steadfast. Lanterns glow like wonder-filled eyes from its windows. You can almost feel their shadow plays tickling your back. It is evening and the rains are coming. It's time to put down the day and prepare for rest. To help us make the most of this special time, I think it's nice to begin with a little wind down. Though the air is emptied of birdsong, it is thick with the scent of jasmine. You can feel the patience of water in it and its desire finally to fall. The darkness is now almost complete. Neither sun nor moon nor star is visible anywhere. Only the royal of Stratocumului. Like a silent horde of horses overhead, they advance from the west, blooming, separating, merging, charged with a mysterious force that now and then reveals itself as a silver glimmer, lightning shy and softened by layers of billowing cloud, illuminate without breaking the night, each glimmer accompanied by a tremor that you know to be distant thunder, but feel more than hear. In the space between neck and shoulder and the soles of your feet. How solid and generous this ground is, bearing you up and all the people and buffalo of this land, while 1,000 invisible drums beat in the layers of wind and sky above. Below, the fields, fallow from months of relentless sun, open their faces expectantly. You share their joy at the thought of thirst, at last, sated. It falls like satin, like a chorus of mirrors. It falls like stars, freely, ecstatically it falls, knowing that it will be received with gladness. When it hits the ground, steam rises, releasing stored heat from its hibernation. Falls on the faces of the orchid and on the white star on the fur of the lowing buffalo's flank, who is hitched to his post. It falls on the pebbled road that winds around the hill, pounding like 1,000,000 butterfly wings. It falls on the shingled roofs of the homes scattered along the hillside, cascading from their edges into the ponds of golden koi and the ditches that irrigate the paddy field. On the head of children it falls as they break free of their parents' arms into the world of monsoon, a world where the air is liquid, where they play at being eels, sharks, boats, sailing for new lands, shining with adventure. It falls into the clay pots. The wise women have empties of their rice. It falls into empty bottles left on ancestral shrines as tokens of remembrance into the muscled river that carries all hope toward the blue unknowing. It joins its struggle. Into mouths and eyes, it delivers its silent news and nutrients from the other side of the planet. In straight lines, it falls and falls, like violin strings from the sky. The gathered sound of its striking every surface makes a symphony. From the back of the house through the kitchen windows, you can see when lightning strikes the outcropping of the sleeping volcano 100 miles away, and the city sprawled at its base. The wind now slants the falling sheets of water. The force of their plummeting distorts whatever remains visible, giving fantasy free rein. The rain surrounds you like a cave. You smile, imagining yourself a pirate who has stumbled across hidden treasure, open chests of multicolored jewels whose exuberance cannot be diminished by the absence of light. There is a city, and there is not. The cave erases time as we know it. Night will spill into day. Day flows into night. All distinctions, like dams, burst through. You watch the grids of light persist like the men and women who must now be gathered around the kitchen hearths, stoking fires while telling each other love stories, ghost stories, and playing cards to pass the indistinguishable hours. Even grass blades must cling to each other now. There is rain, and there is more than rain. The water is reimagining the world.
It begins with a lilac glow along the line where field and sky touch. Unlike other twilights where pink rises to suffuse the clouds overhead, tonight the last of the light is seen stark against the darkness, like hair let down in the wind. How it billows overhead, gathers weight. Before you, the waves of green land churn to violet. Everyone is home, warm and sleepily watchful, knowing that the sky is about to bestow great blessing. It will wash the old and tired away. It will nourish the soil and perhaps the soul. Your feet are planted on the hard red earth like the roots of the banyan, around whose trunk the people have tied the saffron-scented ribbons of their prayers for safe and bountiful passage through the season.
You're inside the house, watching from the window, with a hand-woven wrap around your shoulders and a hot cup of tea. The wooden floor beneath you is vibrating softly. From incense sticks placed in a few corners of the house, smoke curls up, then dissipates like thoughts. You can see the sky turn overhead, the kinetic darkness expanding and contracting around its veins of silver. You can make out the world only in flashes, like the work of memory. An elongated moment of brightness reveals the paddy terraces, deep squares cut into the soil, now filled with water sparkling like huge diamonds as they spill out of the horizon. The moment passes and the world goes dim again, save for the flickering of lanterns and their halos of moths. You learn to see with your ears and your skin, to discern paths in space from the mundane sounds that accentuate the ebb and flow of the monsoon's eternal muted roar. The dripping of water into a bucket you placed under a small leak in the next room, the steam from the cup in your hand engraved with the image of a rooster you can trace with your fingers, the fan spinning its blades overhead, merging its hum to the percussion of water on leaves. With each roll of thunder, the barely perceptible clink of china stacked in the kitchen cabinet, your own feet tapping on the cool tiles as you make your way through the dark. From far away, hazy as in a dream, you catch the thrown pearls of children's laughter. You open the back door and step back out onto the porch. The water is warm, but the wind is mighty. It lifts the shirt off your ribs, demands that you straighten your back and walk into the rain as though tough roots grew from the bottoms of your feet. Slowly, you descend the steps of the porch. The water on the ground is ankle deep, making eddies around your bare feet. Now there is no other sound. Now you become the surface of the drum. With arms extended outward, you walk into the orchestra of water like slipping into a second skin. It covers you immediately, thoroughly, every inch of you. You can feel your heart adjusting its rhythm to match the monsoon. Standing there beside the papaya tree, the banana tree, the yellow and white panels of the frangipani, the tiny lives taking refuge in their stems. You join the marvelous chaos that removes every border between earth and sky, human and star. You are part of the music now, audience and instrument of the rain. Meanwhile, every atom of debris washes away. It slides off your skin and joins the skin from every squirming, struggling thing. Puddles that multiply into a stream that widens into a river that merges into the sea. In its place, only the steady course and clarity of water, whose other name is life. The monsoon is a chorus formed of the planet. For a moment your whole body sings with it. In the house you refresh your cup of tea, adding a sprig of fresh mint, and refill the dimming lanterns. Their halos of small brown moths with their tender wings accompany the confident movements of your hands. Out there, the bamboos bend like ballerinas. fruits blown off their branches make a colorful display on the dark, wet earth. Mangoes, plums, jackfruit, cantaloupe. A family of monkeys has collected some of this bounty and taken shelter on a corner of your porch. From the window you watch them sway against each other as they crack open their bounty. The city lights are waning. Children have returned to their homes with wrinkly fingers and toes, exhausted and exhilarated. Fires are being fed, and across the valley, baby goats leave softly into the warm bellies of their mothers. The rain is abating, but the hourless hour of monsoon is not done. Soon it'll gather strength again and continue with work of cleansing, dislodging, uniting the parts that have too long been separated. A monsoon is nothing if not persistent. Even now you can feel the water do its work under your skin as though you were the hill itself. Steady now. New paths are being carved, rivulet by rivulet, inside you. Long dormant roots are being awakened. You find yourself humming a song you have never sung before, inspired by the hidden refrain of thunder. Above, the dark horses exhale and begin to disperse as a true whole moon makes its appearance. You are surprised to find the raindrops warm, like tiny pearls. They roll down your forehead, then the bridge of your nose. They collect where your lips meet. From some direction you cannot discern, a cow's lowing reaches you. A greeting. You feel recognized by this rain, as though it had always been making its way towards you. The wind is stronger now, buffeting your legs and arms. It orchestrates all anchorless things according to its own will. Leaves free of their branches, sheets left draped over a clothesline, a tiny bronze bell, a child's flip-flops, the banyan's braided vines. You begin to pace calmly around the porch, creating your own cycle. If the terraces lay to the south of this hill, to the north are the mountains with their green cheeks. Deep inside them, a countervailing power flows. Another kind of darkness, heavy with the planet's heat. You are perfectly balanced here, where water approaches to soothe the fire.